From Pep Guardiola's school of positional play, Enzo Maresca has some fascinating tactical systems that he actually would like to impose themselves in the Premier League, especially after he takes over at a big club such as Chelsea. In our video today, we are going to mainly focus on one tactical aspect that is key, and this is building from the back. We are going to look at how Enzo Maresca wants his team to build from the back. Remember, there is no organization or order that is created without the first step of the game being implemented, and that is building from the back. We're going to look at the role of the goalkeeper, the role of the center backs, and understand how he does this. So in this video, we are not only going to focus on Enzo Maresca's build-up approach, but you're going to see two of the best elite teams that play this system, and that is Pep Guardiola's Manchester City and De Zerbi's Brighton. We are going to compare Enzo Maresca's build-up structure with Pep Guardiola and Roberto De Zerbi. These two managers have actually taken the build-up strategy to different heights. In our video today, we are going to tactically observe how these teams do it. Do not forget, if this is your first video, check my previous videos on Maresca. Before we start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's look at the first point. Look at the first picture. Look at the position of the goalkeeper, the position of the center back, and the position of the fullback and the holding midfielder. You can see the position of the goalkeeper is actually acting as an extra center back, with one center back falling into the fullback position with one fullback inverting. So when you look at this system, you can see that during build-up, the goalkeeper is very, very important, in that he steps out from his goal line and actually pushes forward to play as an extra player. Now, in the first phase of build-up, he has options to play the ball towards both center backs. And in this case, if both center backs are being marked, then the goalkeeper can actually find the holding midfielder with a pass in midfield. Now, if another midfielder pushes forward to try and hold this midfielder, then the goalkeeper in this case can either play a lofted ball over the top, either to the holding midfielder, who can play to the center back who is free. That is one way this build-up strategy can actually be employed. The other way that this build-up strategy can actually even be employed again is when the three players decide to go man-to-man. You see, the fullbacks in this position are the ones who become now very active in this system. And this can be implemented when the opposition decide to go man-to-man. Then they can look to try creating numerical overloads by pushing one fullback deep and a center back out wide, with the goalkeeper stepping out to play as an extra player, with the other fullback inverting in midfield. And in this case, the team can form that 4-2 structure that Brighton like to create during build-up. And this enables them to actually draw more players to press them. But what that happens is that now the two number 8s who actually float on top behind that press become free. And a goalkeeper who has an excellent passing accuracy and center backs who are comfortable with the ball are able to spring out passes, especially when a midfielder chooses to step out from that region of press and actually get the ball directly from the goalkeeper. And once this ball is played to that player is able to advance with the ball forward. And because of this system, that's why teams do not usually like to press these teams that play from the back, especially when you're very good at it, because sometimes even center backs can find players in between the lines. But when the opposition decides to drop their two holding midfielders and try to use their forwards to sit on to the two front lines, then the number 9 can drop deep, receive the ball, play a third man pass to the holding midfielder, who can now look to receive the ball and play the ball especially towards the wing. I want you to see the way Leicester is building here. Look at the position of the goalkeeper and look at the position of the two holding midfielders. The goalkeeper can spot the space where a midfielder had actually drifted out and is able to play that ball. And you can see now Leicester have actually beaten the opposition's press, and now the opposition has just to fall back and try and retain that structure. And now Leicester City can now attack with numbers forward and actually create that 3-2 structure that Enzo Maresca likes his team to keep. And this is something that you're going to observe at Chelsea. Again, look at the position of the goalkeeper stepping out and acting as an extra center back. And you can see how they're able to easily play through because they're able to find these players. Look at that box midfield that has been formed in midfield by the two holding pivots, as I was explaining. You can see that this structure allows them to actually receive the ball with their back to goal, draw in center backs out of position, and look to immediately play those third man passes. And this is something that you're going to see at Chelsea a lot next season. Again, the position of the goalkeeper during build-up. Just observe the position of the goalkeeper, standing on the ball until an opposition player looks to press. Then one centre-back, as I told you, needs to be a progressor, one who's able to carry the ball. And look at how comfortable they are to play the ball under pressure. Again, they easily beat the press, and now they're actually running at the opposition. This is something that you're going to see at Chelsea next season. The ability to draw players forward and actually look to beat that press. We're going to look at more examples on this. Here again, look at the position of the goalkeeper. He has stepped out and is actually playing as an extra centre back, and the one fullback has inverted into an holding midfielder, and now they have formed that double box. The goalkeeper is so comfortable, stands on the ball until an opposition player actually moves to press him. Before the press, the goalkeeper does not even bother to kick the ball. But once the opposition player the goalkeeper stands on the ball, when the opposition player decides to play this ball, then now the space and the gaps now open. And look, they have players in between the lines who are able to receive this ball, and now they have actually managed to beat that pressure. This is something that Maresca has really perfected, and now they're able to move into that 3-2 structure. These players in between the lines, the two number 8s who have pushed forward, actually gives them that numerical advantage. Again, look at this build-up structure. Look at the position of the goalkeeper. Look at the position of the goalkeeper, and look at the position of the fullback. Look at the position of the fullback. That is the most important position. Now, the fullback starts out wide in this position, but that is not where the build-up structure usually happens. What you're going to notice is that Chaudhry, who had started as a left back, moves from that center fullback position and actually comes in field. Now, this will give the opposition winger tactical problems whether he should follow him. Now, once the ball has been played to the fullback, now you can see the position of the fullback, the left back, who had actually started out wide and is now in midfield. And the dropping in forwards are able to receive the ball and look to immediately play the ball forward. Remember, this game is actually aided by the wingers because they're the ones who hold it. Again, look at the position of the fullback. He's actually starting the ball quite wide. Now, once the ball is played in midfield, and now you can see the position of the two 8s who are receiving the ball in between the lines. And this is one of the deadliest weapons that Manchester City have. The way they are actually able to structure their build-up with those two floating number 10s who are able to drop deep and receive the ball. Now the fullback who had actually occupied the wide position is coming in field. Now, nobody expected this pass, but now the pass is able to be played to him, and now he can effectively play the third man. You know, Xavi actually said that you cannot defend the third man. And these third man combinations is what positional play generally wants to create. The goalkeeper receives the ball under pressure, but is very calm. Plays the ball onto the fullback, and look at the position on which players are looking to move towards the ball. Their movement, ready to receive the ball, immediately beat the press, and now they are able to play quick balls, especially to wingers. Remember, the wingers usually start high and wide. So immediately this ball is played, they are able to play simple passes, and now they are managed to score a goal. And this is something that Leicester did to perfection last season. Again, look at the position of the goalkeeper. He's stepping out on with the ball and is not hurriedly looking to play the pass. Remember, possession-based football is about holding onto the ball, using the ball to open spaces, using the ball to move the opponents. It is not, as Guardiola used to say, it is about moving the opponents. So when they actually manage to stand on the ball until they draw players to try and press them, that is when gaps open up higher up the pitch. And because of the two players occupying the spaces in between the lines, complemented with the striker also dropping deep and the wingers staying wide, they easily create those wide gaps that you're not able to control, those wide gaps that you're not able to actually look to close down. And now they're able to attack with much control. The stable possession gives them much control. Look at the center backs. Holds on to the ball till he is pressed. Once he's pressed, he's able to play the ball to the other center back. Remember, I told you one center back is a progressor, meaning that he's able to carry the ball forward. And once the wingers, the number 10 start to drop deep, they're able to create that overload in midfield. And now look, the wide wingers together with the center forward are making runs in behind. And now they have the opposition where they want them. They have the opposition in those deeper regions where they're able to actually look to try and manipulate them and actually get something out of it. Understanding the structure during build-up will give you a clue about how Enzo Maresca wants his team to actually play. The role of the goalkeeper, who is actually playing as an extra center back, and that back four structure that is being created is what gives them numerical advantage. Also note the position of the fullback who's starting out wide to create that dummy situation for the winger, actually moving so far from the left back position into midfield, also gives them the opportunity to play this ball and the third man passes. Also, a fullback who's able to receive this ball has numerous options in midfield. That's why when you press Manchester City towards the touchline, they can easily play the ball through midfield and actually find players who are free. And that is why you also need to have players who are comfortable on the ball. Again, look at the position of where the fullback starts. The fullback starts out wide, but immediately the ball is kicked, moves from the wide position and actually moves to tuck in. And this is what gives them so much control during build-up. The quick interchange of possession, the quick movements of the fullbacks, of the holding midfielder and the center backs, especially the goalkeeper being the first player during build-up. Let's look at another manager who does this. Let's look at Pep Guardiola, the manager in which Enzo Maresca has learned a lot of football from. And let's see what Guardiola does. Why is Guardiola so perfect building from the back, in that teams don't usually like to press them? Look at Manchester City. Look at how Manchester City want to build from the back. So their center backs have decided to split across. Look at the position of Fernandinho, who has dropped deep into that holding midfield position. Walker, who's a right back, has actually inverted. And now look at the position of Ederson. Look at the position. Now the opposition is trying to go man to man against them. But they are able to use Fernandinho to play that third man pass to the goalkeeper. Now look, the fullback is moving in field to try and manipulate that space that actually Fernandinho had occupied. And you see now they have a 5v4 advantage in that zone. And now the Ederson can play that simple pass to Fabian Delph and Manchester City will have already beaten that pressure. Look at it. Simple pass. Simple pass. Now, because of the position of Fabian Delph being in field, what happens is that the attacking midfielder, remember what I told you, the attacking position now is now forced to drop deep. And Fernandinho onto Raheem Sterling. Now look at the position in which the winger is receiving the ball. He's receiving the ball in that position. And look at the backline. The backline now is up. This is how Maresca wants to set up the team. Building from the back to create situations like this. That is one way. The second way, this is now service Barcelona. Look at Barcelona. Look at how Barcelona actually playing through the 4-2-3-1. The two holding midfielders are covering the two floating number 10s, but they can identify the position in between to be so deep. And now what you'll realize is that Barca will spread those players. And once they spread those players, the number 9 should be the one to drop deep. And look at the position of the holding midfielder who's being covered by the cover shadow. He's able to receive that ball and immediately play. Now let's look at one manager who does this the best way, and that is Roberto Di Zerbi. The way Roberto Di Zerbi does it is very unique, and that's why it has actually shocked a lot of people with regards to how he does it. And let's try and see how he does it. So Disabi is quite meticulous with how he builds. Sometimes he will build with a 3-2, while sometimes he look to build with a 4-2. The main aim is to create that 5-man overload in midfield because he wants to play those combination third-man passes. And just a simple pass now, you can see Brighton are now looking to attack. They have actually immediately broken that position. And now you can see the position of the likes of Mitoma, and they actually score. So, Maresca's system is a very meticulous system crafted from the Pep Guardiola system and forms of positional play. The movements of the fullbacks, the goalkeeper, the centre backs, and the holding midfielder are very crucial on how he has and wants to play. So at Chelsea, it will be very important that he gets a ball-playing goalkeeper, ball-playing centre backs, and I'm going to do a video on Tosin, who I believe will be actually quite instrumental in that right centre back position, fullbacks, and that's why the likes of Cucurella and Reece James are very important because they will know how to play in this position, and a deep-lying playmaker such as Caicedo, who understands that number 6 role, is comfortable to receive the ball under pressure, is comfortable to play from the back. These are the key tenets of Maresca ball that we'll be looking at. If you've enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.